With the installation at the Laguna Art Museum, what I was doing was trying to recreate this experience, a natural experience, but in an artificial sense. Everything that I was using was completely synthetic. It was artificial grass. There were lights that simulated the firefly experience, but also in front of the firefly experience, there were didactic panels that were kind of like being in a natural history museum. And they were small flashlights that were disguised as fireflies. And at the very ends of the flashlights were, the ends of them were painted with fluorescent paint. And the fluorescent paint was activated by black lights that were above. And so the color of the ends of the fireflies was the exact same color as the LCD lights in the fireflies. So the viewer makes this visual connection between the didactic panels, and then the LCD lights that are going off. But also part of that experience was a park bench. And the park bench really gave the viewer some time to take in the whole experience that they're seeing. And for me, that was so important because I thought of the whole experience as somewhat like a prosthetic limb, that amputees that get prosthetic limbs, at first they say it's this awkward experience of trying to coordinate this limb with their arms or with their legs, and then after a while it starts becoming like an incredibly natural experience. And that's what I wanted to do with this piece, was make this incredibly unnatural thing, this synthetic experience, into a very natural experience.
I think there's a significant interplay between the various media that he's using. Just to break it down more simply, between painting and installation. Starting with the split panels and then the dowel pieces where he's trying to animate and make a suggestion of movement or some kind of dynamism in the piece, that these forms can actually move and function is something real. And moving into the installations, obviously he can activate that because he can use the space, manipulate the space like he did at the Laguna Art Museum, also in the Sputnik piece, and then the hybrids piece that he did for our gallery show. A couple years ago, he used these discs, and then the discs would have these rotating forms on them, so it would almost feel like those could take flight. But I think what's exciting is with our piece, he's actually able to use the curved ceiling and create a vortex, so position the paintings in a way that suggests even more movement. And I feel that they sort of feed off each other a little bit. And I think the paintings have become better and more interesting because of the installations, because he's thinking, again, on a grander scale, thinking about using space and creating a sense of movement and action. I think Paul is definitely among a lot of those artists that are trying to take painting to a different level.